Hello, my little water babies. How are you? Just me here. I thought I'd do something a little bit different instead of doing a Christmas read because, I like to think that we're all a multicultural family now, so not all of us celebrate Christmas. So I thought what I'd do is a full moon read for the elephants. Oh dear, all I want for Christmas is me words back. So what I thought I'd do is a full moon read for the elements. And I started with water. So it is a full moon in Gemini on the 11th, 12th or 13th, around about, depending on who you listen to and where you are in the world. Gemini, it's really interesting because Gemini is the polar sign, the opposite sign to Sagittarius. So you've got the sun in Sagittarius and the moon in Gemini. They are trying to help each other, but they're kind of doing the whole either seesaw or tug-of-war thing. So if you put them together, they'd work really nicely. Anywho, moving on. What we've got happening at the moment is this, and if it's not happening to you, you're very lucky. Because with all the planetary alignments, and feel free to look at really good YouTube readers about astrology because there's, several out there. And if you're really interested, I'll suggest some names for you. But with this full moon, it's really tricky because typical Gemini style, you're having a bit of trouble working things out, and that's everybody. Everybody is having this trouble. It could be your work, it could be home, could be family, it could be a love relationship, it could be your finances, but something or lots of things have you a bit confused at the moment and befuddled. I love that word, so, I just had to throw it in there whenever I can. With the Gemini full moon, it's saying, oh, love it, look what just flicked out. The moon and the Queen of Swords. So what I was about to say was, with the Gemini full moon, in order to get clarity around the truth, and the Queen of Swords is all about thought and, so it's basically the moon and the Queen of Swords is Gemini. Nice. So, it's like Gemini is all up in your head. So the message, the overarching message is, and I should have got this at the very beginning, is to take a deep breath, try and quieten your thoughts for a while, and listen to your instinct. Because underneath all those noisy, pesky thoughts and worries, and will I find out, and what's going on here, and is it good, is it bad, should I do this, shouldn't I do that, what's going to happen if, blah, yawn. Trust your intuition, because under all that noise is a very quiet but very reliable voice. So, talk over. Let's get on with the read, shall we? Speaking of talking, I love that. Gemini is all about communication. So the other message is to make sure you communicate your needs, your thoughts, your fears, your feelings, what's going on. However, that comes with a warning. Because it's a full moon, there is a tendency to be over emotional or have things come up that you didn't even realise were there. And here's the other thing. Bear in mind that the sun is in Sagittarius. And speaking as a Sag, one of our less delightful traits is foot-in-mouth disease. We don't mean to do it. We never mean to be nasty or horrible or say cruel things. But we can, blurt things out without being too delicate about it. So when you're communicating, Gemini, full moon, water signs, about your feelings, full moon plus feelings, oh my God, right? You guys got this emotion stuff down pat. Do it gently. And I know I'm talking to the best group who knows how to talk about and feel their emotions. Just, do it gently. Okay. Some people have got a bit of anger going on there. Anyway, let's move on. Let's start, shall we? Because they want to dive out and they want to get to talking to you. Help me out, would you guys? Anyway. Okay, so let's get going. What do the water signs need to know? This Gemini full moon. Where are we? Where are they sitting? What's the greatest current energy for water signs? What's the strongest energy currently for water signs? Now you go quiet. Here she is again. Queen of Swords and the King of Cups. So, could be a couple, could be one person. Feelings and thoughts. Shocking. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. So this is what we're going through at the moment, water signs. You've got your thoughts and your feelings. Which one do you listen to? What do you pay attention to? And why aren't they aligning? Let's keep going. What's currently going on in your conscious mind? What's this sword energy over-analysing? Okay, I'm just hearing too much. There's too much going on. So let's narrow it down, shall we? What's the loudest noise in the conscious mind? Oh, way too many. Take that one because it's separate. Six of Wands. The need to overcome something. The need to... Six of Wands is typically a victory card of victory and being celebrated for the victory. So you're trying to overcome something. You're trying to be successful at something. That could be a relationship, a career, the ending of the decade and the new year. Let's see what you're not aware of. Why aren't water signs not aware of this full moon? What are they not seeing this full moon? the King of Pentacles. You've got some kings and queens up here. Kids, King of Pentacles. I love this card. Reminds me of Santa. So this is Christmas. I wasn't going to do Christmas, but if you look at it, you can't escape this. It's Christmas. It's even got the holly berries and all sorts of things. So there's a little girl sitting on Santa's lap. Take of it what you will, but to me, as soon as I see that, that's what I see. But it's the King of Pentacles. So he's very grounded, very solid. He's financially secure. He's very earthy, very, stable, reliable, hard worker, responsible. And in this card, he's very loving and generous and soft. I get the soft feeling. So you've got this person subconsciously who's very quiet, grounded, and calm, got it all together. But you're not seeing that. You're just seeing the need to overcome the noise that's going on. So my interpretation is that the Queen of Swords is, side A, and the King of Cups is side B, but you're paying too much attention to your thoughts and not enough to your feelings to determine what's really going on underneath and where you need to be focused, because at the moment you're just focused up here. And this is where it comes back to really listening quietly to your intuition. What's happened in the recent past for water signs that they need to work around? What's causing the noise? What's caused the noise? Two things. King, another king. King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. You got 3 out of 4 kings, so big time daddy energy, masculine energy. Something's come up in the past, recent past, because I asked what was going on here, and Wands, thoughts, Wands, overcoming victory. You've had something come up that was, it like lit a fire under your ass, basically. And water signs, and they can be very passionate, but they tend to get confused with fire energy, because while they're both emotional signs, water is very emotional, but fire is very emotional in that it's passionate and out there and can burst into anger, or it can be very warm and nurturing and loving. The King of Wands and the Ace of Wands has kind of put the cat amongst the pigeons. I just heard that. The fox. He's the passion, the new passionate, and this has upset your apple cart. I want to know more about this. I'll come back to this. I want to know if it's a person or an event, because that's caused the split between the overthinking and the needing to come out on top of this, literally, and the emotional side, and you're not seeing the need for a very grounded, stable energy. Let's keep going. So what's coming up? What do they need to work through? This is like the bump in the road. What's the bump in the road? What do you need to see? What do they need to see ahead of them to work through in this full moon, because it's the full moon? So we do have time to sort through it. Now, in this deck, it's life renewed. In the Standard Tarot, it's Judgment Day. And this is rebirth, either way you look at it. You need to allow something to grow. I will clarify these because I'm a sticky beak and I need to for my own curiosity. That's what I do. All right. What's the advice? What is the advice? This is what you need to talk about during the full moon and come to terms with and get your intuition. The advice is the Six of Cups. It's going back, looking. It could be someone from your past, but I don't get that. This is what I see when I look at it. That's the positioning. She's looking down at the renewal of life. It's, to me, it's like go back. Go listen to your intuition like you used to when you were a child. What's the possible outcome? What's the possible outcome? I'm using these cards of the Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and because full moons, things hidden come to light. Nine of Wands. Now, look at that card. In this deck, in this deck, I love this deck because the artistry is magnificent. Normally, the Nine of Wands is the sign of the wounded warrior, you know, the exhausted one who's been defending himself for so long and carrying so much burden that they're really exhausted and they need help that day, you know, help me. But in this deck, the Nine of Wands is the Phoenix. A person becomes the Phoenix. They are reborn. That is friggin' beautiful, my loves. It is just beautiful. All right, now I want to clarify a few of these. So, what's this? What's this King of Wands, Ace of Wands energy? What's caused this kerfuffle in the first place? What's caused this upset? Passion and defensiveness about protecting the past versus wanting to start afresh. And how starting afresh will create a big stir. It is literally the fox in the hen house. Have you ever seen or watched a cartoon where the fox goes into the hen house and all the hens just fluff up in an uproar? That's the imagery I'm getting here, is that you want to, you've had a spark, a brilliant new idea, a desire, whether it be a new career, a new partner, moving houses, moving towns, whatever, looking deeply into yourself and discovering something. But whatever it is, it has lit a spark, and that has caused a real push-pull, as it tends to do when we have an epiphany, of thought. What will people think? How will they handle it? Do I stay the same just to keep the status quo? How will I communicate? Gemini full moon. How will I communicate this so that people understand and they don't feel hurt? And that's where I need to go. I need to communicate and be victorious in sharing my passion for the path I want to go down. What if it hurts? Emotions. What if people's feelings get hurt? I don't want that to happen. So this is a push-pull. Do I, don't I? Because ultimately, when we change something about ourselves or our life direction, people don't tend to like change very much, and they might have their own opinions about it. However, my loves, we're coming up to the end of the decade. So, like, now's your chance. Spread your wings and fly, I say. What you're not seeing, do it around Christmas time. And do it in a very gentle, very grounded way. And you, water signs of all signs, can be gentle and loving and compassionate in the way you do things. And you can have both. You can have your passionate new start, and you can deliver that in a very gentle, loving, grounded way. And that gives you your life renewed, walking into 2020. Oh my Lord, how beautiful is that? That is just so beautiful. It allows you to thank the past, be grateful for the past, and come in as the phoenix, as the new you, reborn. I love this. I so love this, right? I'm just going to get my Australian accent on because I love it. All right. Going to finish with a goddess card because, you know, the full moon, moon, the goddess, all of the above. What does she have for my beautiful water signs? Oh, two. Oh. No, one, because this is, I mean, really, I could tell a story. I suppose I can tell a story. Okay, we've got Artemis, who I love. Her advice is focus. She's very Sagittarian, if you have a look at that. That could be timing. Okay, here we go. It's all coming through now. During Sagittarius, focus on what you want to do. Brand one is forgiveness. So forgive what's happened in the past. And if anyone doesn't understand what you're going through now, forgive them. It's key, because if they don't understand, that's their stuff. It's no reflection on you at all. Ellen advises that you watch patterns. Be careful of the patterns that you've had in the past. Get out of your head. Stop thinking so much in your head and step into your heart, and you listen more to your intuition. That's an awesome things. And this is number 1 card, adaptability. Be adaptable, my loves. It's 1. Have you noticed? I love spirit and I love synchronicity. You've got 12 and 1. Okay, so you've got Sagittarius season. You've got 12 December. And you've got 1 January. This is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Focus on what you want. Aim for what you want. Forgive those who don't understand. And notice December, pay attention to the end of December. Look at old patterns and how you can let go of those, how they've held you back. Forgive yourself for doing what you knew best at the time with the knowledge you had, and move in fresh in January, in flow, adaptability. Be in flow. After all, you are the water sign, so go with the flow, my loves, and be passionate. I love you so much. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know. And if you like it, please subscribe and like and share and comment and all of the above. All right, my loves. Happy full moon. Love you lots. Hugs and, as always, a great kiss. Bye.